Hello everyone. Let us discuss our next topic of discussion on Hartnell governor. You are able to see the picture of a Hartnell governor having a number of parts. So let us see in detail what are the constructional features of the Hartnell governor. It is connected to the knot here. It is the knot and this one is the frame. So this is the frame and you are able to see this is a spring like structure. Okay, so this is the spring and it is connected to the bell crank lever here. This one is the bell crank lever and this is the collar and the bell crank lever is connected to the roller at one end and balls at the other end and there is a sleeve here and the sleeve is connected to the spindle is the rotating one and it is transmitting the motion to the other members like a bell crank lever. So in this type of governor, the balls are controlled by the spring. The balls you are able to see here, this is the balls are controlled by the spring and initially the spring is fitted in compression so that it is fitted in the compression so that the force is applied directly to the sleeve and the two bell crank levers each there are two, one is here, one is here, so two bell crank levers here each carrying a small mass M at one end and roller at the other end and are pivoted to the pair of arms. These are pivoted to the pair of arms which are rotating with the help of the spindle and these rollers fit into the groove in the sleeve. Okay, as along the rotation of the spindle, if the speed will increase, okay, when the spindle will rotate and along with the rotation of this spindle, speed will increase and increases. Okay, if n will increase, then the balls move away from the spindle. They will move away from the spindle axis and the bell crank lever move on the pivot. These bell crank levers will move on the pivot and this will lift the sleeve against the spring force. It will lift up the sleeve against the spring force. This spring will give a spring force, against that the sleeve will lift up. So there is a one condition of the speed increase, that is, as the speed increases the balls move away from the spindle axis and the bell crank levers on the pivot move on the pivot and this will lift the sleeve upward against this spring force. Similarly, if the speed will decrease, if n will decrease, then what will happen? Obviously the balls will move downward and the movement of the sleeve is controlled to move downward. Okay, so the movement of the sleeve is communicated to the throttle of the engine and the spring force can be adjusted with the help of a screw cap in this way that the sleeve can move downward and the spring force also balanced in that manner that it can be adjusted with the help of a screw cap. So these are the position changes of the sleeve, that the motion change or movement of the sleeve changes with the decrease or increase of the speed. So these factors we have discussed previously in the other governors also. So these basic fundamental things are equal. These are not going to change. That is, the movement of the sleeve is depending on the speed of revolution of the governor, and we will now see some of the denominations. So the terms what we are going to use, this we will discuss here. So let small m is the mass of the each ball, capital M is the mass of the sleeve load in kg. Small r1 is the minimum radius of rotation, r2 is the maximum radius of rotation in meter. These are the units. So why it is very important? Because units play a very important or vital role in the calculation or in the numericals asked in the exams. So you should remember that what you are writing in that units. Okay, then next, governor at minimum radius of rotation, that is omega 1. Okay, omega 1 is nothing but 2 pi n by 60. This is the omega 1, 2 pi n by 60 radian per second. Omega 2 is the angular speed of governor at maximum radius of rotation. Omega 2 is equal to pi n2 by 60 in radian per second. So omega 1 and omega 2 are the angular speeds corresponding to the minimum and the maximum radius of rotation. These two are very important. Okay, we will see in the derivation of the next one. Then next, it is S1. S1 is nothing but the spring force. S1 is nothing but the spring force exerted on the sleeve at omega 1 radian per second. This is in Newton. So S1 is the spring force exerted on the sleeve at omega 1 radian per second. This is in Newton. S2 is the spring force exerted on the spring at omega 2 radian per second. This is in Newton. And again, small x and y we have seen in the bell crank lever. So let us see again what is x. So this one is the x value. So x is what? X is the vertical length, y is the horizontal length. Always we have represented in coordinate axis that x is always representing the horizontal axis. So nothing is like that. So we have only considered for the denomination purpose that x is the vertical length of the bell crank lever and y is the horizontal length of the bell crank lever. So let us see here, x is the length of the vertical, that is called as ball arm. This is called as ball arm and its unit is in meter. Similarly, small y is the length of the horizontal or sleeve arm. It is the sleeve arm and x is the ball arm. So this is the units are in meter. Small r is the distance of fulcrum O from the governor axis or radius of rotation when the governor is in the mid position. There is a maximum position R1. Radius of rotation R1 is the minimum radius of rotation we have seen, and R2 is the maximum radius of rotation. There is a mean radius of rotation, that is smaller. Okay, so and s, small s is the very important factor, we will derive it here. So s is the spring stiffness of the spring. Fc2 is the centrifugal force at omega 2, so it is omega 2, and Fc2 is equal to m omega square R2, m omega 2 square R2. Fc1 centrifugal force at omega 1, that is Fc1 is equal to m omega square 1 R1, where R1 and R2 are the minimum and the maximum radius of rotation. So this is all about the terms and structural details of a Hartnell governor, how the movement of the sleeve is changing with the change of the speed, and what are the x and y. X is the ball arm and y is the sleeve arm. So these are the some of the modifications from the previous one. So it is a most important type of governor and is a most complicated one because of the spring attached to that sleeve and the spindle. So x is the ball arm and y is the sleeve arm. You have to remember that, and R1, R2, S1, S2, these are the most important factors. You have to remember that. So this is all about the Hartnell governor. So that's all for the day. Thank you. And in the next video we will discuss about this detailed analysis of the other part of the discussion of this Hartnell governor. Thank you.